Howdy dowdy party people. So what's up? Hear you y'all. Welcome to the Royal Key. So, I am really whipping these videos out, girl. It's so few times that I have all this energy and I'm at the house alone, so I can be as loud and animated as I want to be, and all these types of things. So, without further ado, let's get into another King's List. Let's get into Married to Medicine. I will honestly say I'm getting embarrassed of saying that Married to Medicine is my favorite reality show, because they are sort of falling into what the other girls are doing now. And it's just stale, sort of recycled, sort of nothing new really going on. I'm getting tired of going to bat for the girls, because this season is not giving it what I thought it was going to give. Granted, it's COVID. I get that, but they started off, in my opinion, pretty strong. The first episode, even the second episode, was strong. Episodes 3 to 6, which is what I'm reviewing all together, is not giving it. What is this season? Season 8? Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine, we had season 8. Season 8, episode 3 to 6. We gotta bring it back up. So, here's hoping. And don't get me wrong, they have elements that I still love and I still fuck with, and that I still think sets them apart from other shows. But they're sort of falling back. They're falling into the category in the genre with the rest of the genre. So, without further ado, like I said, this season so far has been fun. It's been boring. I've been waiting for it to really start and waiting for the shoe to drop. And for me, that doesn't necessarily always mean mess and drama, because I don't mess and drama. Yes, that keeps a lot of us glued on the TV, but I can do it all out. I can do without all that. I don't always need it to stay tuned, stay entertained. I'm more so the real shit. I'm more so seeing y'all with y'all's family, seeing y'all do stuff that y'all really do, and not see y'all do up for camera. Because when you do up for camera, you look too overdone. I feel like there's growing tension between the doctors' wives and the doctors, I guess. And I feel like that exists every season, and I think this season is different, but I feel with the absence of Mariah, and I feel Toya is sort of trying to ascend to the new head housewife in charge, or head doctor's wife in charge, sort of mantle. She's building up an army, and she's building up a crew to take on the other girls. That's what I feel. I could be completely wrong, but that's what it's sort of giving to me, that there's going to be this brewing tension. And they might say it's just because friends in this. And I get it. And I seen the previews and stuff. I seen clips. I see social media, all that stuff. So I get that is happening, but that's weird. Granted, that's why wouldn't that be a thing? And I feel it has been a thing. But I feel Mariah has carried herself so well. Mariah can go toe to toe with any doctor. Dr. Jackie, whatever, whoever. Even Dr. Heavenly, that's my girl. But yeah, with Toya, it's given force. Kind of her friendship with Anila, which I like Anila. She brings a new freshness to the group. Love her family that they show, but their relationship looked forced. And deprecated. It was real cute seeing Quad back on the show. I know I said the first 2 episodes I could do without Quad. That was the truth. I could have done without Quad. But seeing her in the 3rd episode, I was like, oh yes, bring this Quad. Bring back Mariah. But that was nice. They were getting so many throwbacks. But a lot has happened. I remember Anila had a dinner. The dinner, she invited Contessa. I think that was a little weird. Honestly, frankly, that's what I'm saying. It's weird with this dynamic, this shift of and actually Dr. Simone is with the Doctor Wives. So that's what's weird. It's very much so a Toya versus Heavenly clash that's coming along. And it's Toya, you really want to get into it with Heavenly? Because she eats you up every time. Now, Mariah could go back toe to toe with her, but Heavenly eats you up every time, girl. Oh, your house. Girl, I've been here for 20 years. You just got approved for a loan. Let's talk about it. I'm sorry. So, Anila's trying to really interject herself in the group, which I get. You trying to make sure you secure your stethoscope or whatever they call it with the Married to Medicine Housewives. our Married to Medicine franchise. But yeah, and like my thing is, Anila naturally don't need to do all that. Like Anila with her family, I love. Like with her mom, with her dad, with her husband, with the kids. Like I'm like, okay, give me a little bit more. But her doing it up for the camera, trying to be this personality, I'm like, girl, you're clicking, but you're clicking down. So anyway, so she brought Contessa to the dinner and said that her and Toya have like a dumb whatever, which they do. Like, thank you for pointing it out. But the thing is, Toya your friend, so you need to get her together about that. Like, why are you bringing Contessa here and having Contessa talk about it when Toya is the issue? Like, Toya this whole season has been nasty. And don't get me wrong, I'm living for Toya's housewifedom. Like, that's what I do love about it, because that's what I want to be, a housewife. So I'm living for her, like, being in her zone, which, where on the blogs, is that she ain't even in with all the people on the tennis team, and that's why she ready to move. But, like, you know, like, I can do Toya because she brings out that fabulosity, whatever. Granted, you girl is giving real live above my means, but like I like that part. But she's just been real nasty, like with Heavenly, with Contessa. Like, you still mad because Contessa ain't take off her damn shoes, like. And then it comes to find out, I think Contessa had like a onesie, so she didn't have no shoes on in the first place. So it's like an issue, and I think it's a respect thing. And I think that in general, and a lot of people, a lot of blogs and stuff have talked about this, it may be a respect thing that Toya don't feel respected by the doctor's wives, and I think that's why she's brewing up with these people. Whereas Mariah probably didn't feel that way either, but Mariah was like, look, I'm still that bitch. I'm the creator of this franchise. Come again. Vanity times or not, but like, you know, like, Mariah came with a certain oomph with it, and Toya comes with a certain level of insecurity and selfishness, and that, I don't know. And no shade to Toya, because I like her, I really do. But yeah, so Anila interjecting herself, started looking like she's fighting Toya's battles, and then like, because it's like, I can't do this, let me leave, let me head out. The mama like, no, come girl, like, let's sit. And I get that, but mom, please don't put your hands on me. I don't know you, I don't know your daughter. And it just was like, I'm a strong lady, I just don't want to pull away from you, because I will. Baby, let me go. I wish I had it with me right now. My damn taser. Ma'am, please stop. Please stop, ma'am. I would hate to do this. Let me go. Like, but also, because that's what you're going for, girl. You knew it was going to be something like that. And like, and it's not necessarily like you let the person who stays wins, but it's like, y'all know y'all supposed to be on these reality TV shows. Y'all know y'all supposed to like, let these things go off. So like, my thing is, Contessa should have been there and been like, okay, I'm done, you won. Like, that's how I am. Like, I ain't gonna run from a fight now, but I'm definitely not going to continue to engage. I don't need to continue to show you that I'm going to win and I'm going to one-up you. Like, she was like, girl, with things in COVID, don't bring up COVID, my husband in COVID. Well, Toya, we know that, girl, because you ain't doing shit but raising your child that you don't want to raise. With their homework and stuff like that, you don't want to do that. But like, yeah, Contessa should have left, but honestly, if I want to leave, let me go. And don't fucking touch me, and don't fucking try to keep me here. Like, I'm over it. I'm over the situation. It's petty. It's messy. And the thing is, I'm with your mama, your daddy, your sister. Like, I'm with your family. I don't want to act like this. Like, yes, we are on the TV show, and Anila, that's weird that you even want that energy around, especially this is supposed to be a celebration. I forgot what it's called, Rupee or something like that. And it's supposed to be, oh, I'm so sorry. I really forgot what it's called. But it's supposed to symbolize the relationship between a son and a daughter. So like a brother and sister, sorry. And like Anila, she said she wasn't able to celebrate this because she had just a sister. So it's just like, you know, we got each other's back type deal. So since her and her sister both have like a son and a daughter at least, that's what this is supposed to symbolize. So it's like, if we supposed to be doing all of this, and like, I'm big on, you know, religious spirituality things. So like, if it's something that like, it's a religious thing, like we're not about to act up at the baby christening. We're not. I don't want that energy. I don't want y'all fighting while I'm over here talking about the godchildren or the godparents of my child. Like, no, we're not doing that. So for me, I'm like, Anila, why do you even want this there? But Anila want to be a reality television personality. She, you know, a blogger. She want more. And hey, have it. But I think that it's weird how she keeps trying to interject herself, and then afterward try to villainize Toya and be like, well, yeah, you really almost beat my mom's ass, and I just, you know, girl, your mama almost got her ass beat. Don't no. And she was like, well, in my culture, we're very da. And Toya was like, well, in black culture, don't keep your hands to yourself. Which is very true, and I think that's in general in certain cultures. Like, yes, there's clearly a cultural difference, and I like that Anila brings that cultural difference, but let's not sit here and be like, yeah, my culture, we gonna put our hands all on you and make you stay in and let me stop before I ruin myself. But like, certain things, you're doing this for the show, and if it wasn't for the show, you probably would let her just go. But I guess she wanted to be like, I want them to show more of this. Like, I don't know what was happening behind the scenes, but I thought that was whack. I love that we've been able to see Heavenly and her kids and Heavenly and her family. Like, both of her sons and Simone and her kids. Like, Simone really been the scene stealer, I would want to say. Like, the first few episodes have revolved around, I don't think Michael getting ready to leave, go off to college, like, everything that comes with that. And, like, I've enjoyed it. I love seeing Simone in that element. I love seeing any reality personality in that element. Whether the show is about their families or it's not. Like, whether it's like a Real Housewives type of thing and it's supposed to be about the family. But Real Housewives is never really you never really see them with their family. Anyway, I love that with Married to Medicine. And I love that with, like, you're a mother, you're a wife, you're all these things. Show me that. I know you're a doctor. I know you're well-esteemed in your career and all these things. I don't really need to see that. Like, I want to see you as a whole. So yeah, Simone been eating it up, and like Heavenly been trying to come close, and I like that. Like, I like that both of their families have been shown, and I just want more of that. So anyway, going back to it, oh my goodness. First and foremost, y'all talk about Heavenly House how it needs to be pressure washed, but y'all been having all y'all events there this whole season. Y'all been at the tennis court, y'all been in the backyard by the pool. Like, y'all keep coming to, y'all was, the man was in the kitchen. Like, y'all keep coming to Heavenly House to say y'all like it or whatever y'all want to say. And like, I know it's fun shade and stuff like that, but I'll be like, motherfuckers, y'all leave my house there. Let's do it at yours. Like, is she the only one who got like COVID cleanliness or like, what? Like, that's what I'm sort of like interested to know, like the background of like, why do they keep going to Heavenly's house, especially, Heavenly House, especially like they have all these esteemed housing things. Like, you don't want all these people in your house, like the production, like, I don't know, whatever. But the basketball game was the kids versus, like I said, Simone been eating up her time. It was the kids versus the parents, which is something that they had in the older seasons that I never watched. Besides the point. But yeah, so it was nice to see the kids all together. I just love that. Like, it's giving me very much so mashup, very much so, not spin-off, that's not the word I'm looking for, but very much so, like, I love seeing people's multiple worlds come together as one. So seeing their kids all come together, and their families all come together, like, that's the shit I live for. Like, that's real to me. Like, you being in isolation, it's giving very, and that's what the Ensemble Cast is, but you being in isolation is giving very much so, like, you don't have your own reality TV, and you're not that interesting, just this part of you. Let's bring in more. So, seeing them, the Heavenly cheat, Laura Heavenly has the banter to talk about Michael, I ain't gonna be looking at my damn daughter. Nah, me and Simone, we barely friends, so we can't even add in-laws to that. Like, that type of banter is fun, it's cute. And I think that they bring a more genuineness and realness with themselves when their kids are around. Because I think that, like, you don't want to, especially the ones with the young kids, you don't want, but I don't think Contessa brought her kids. But anyway, you don't want, because I know Neela brought hers, but you don't want your kids to, and I know Toya brought hers. Anyway, you don't want your kids to sort of like see that, especially if you're in TV, like to see this fake side of you and then you're completely different. So like, I think that they bring some, unless they like completely fake like that, but like, I think that it comes them down and brings them down to earth a little bit to have their kids there. Like the husbands, whatever, because it's like, your husband know you doing this for a check anyway, so like they not too invested in it. This comes down nothing to do with them. However, I've been living for the husband's scenes this season. But so they had that. Toya is very much so me being a cheerleader on the sidelines while everybody else playing until she didn't want to be cheerleader no more. She set her ass down and she relaxed. Like Toya, when I tell y'all, Toya is my mood, which is why I'm like, you're so bitter and I can't even want to be you because girl, I'm happy and I don't got half of what I got, a quarter, an eighth of what you got that you married to. But like, and you being Bigger Betty. Dr. Heavenly is the one woman coming to show herself. Like, Dr. Heavenly be eating the girls up effortlessly every time. Like, the fact that she already started off with Toya, and I said a little bit earlier, when she was like, girl, I've been in this house for 20 years. You just got approved for your loan. You want to talk about it? Miss Quan told me all this. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? Da, 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 da. Because the, you know, apparently Toya had to get like a additional loan for her house. Like, she had to do a lot. You know, they said she had to beg, borrow, and steal, child. And you know, I heard from the blogs that apparently somebody gave her some money to hold. And she had, I think I heard this from fucking Aneva. And he was like, apparently, like she had held on to some money. It was him or Dr. Heavenly. Those the only ones I watched in regards to that. We'll talk about Married to Medicine. But yeah, apparently she had held some money for this woman who was like, girl, I'm just like, put some money aside, da, 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 and she used some of that money to be in that house, and then she got all these loans and all these things, which, do what you gotta do to get your life, to get your house and get your life in order. No, don't screw over people. Get loans. Don't take people money. Get loans and whatever, because I mean, like, who cares about all of that shit? But like, yeah, don't steal from people. But like, you know, I get it. That's her hustle. That's what she had to do. She wanted this house to be designed, and now she's trying to sell it. And you know, I hear she's trying to sell it because I think from Dr. Heavenly, I'm here she's trying to sell it because the girls don't like her no more. She got kicked off the tennis team. And she also thinks she can still get money from it because there's a lot of things that are halted with housing and stuff like that. Anyway, y'all don't want to know all this background tea. Because y'all can go to fucking Neva and Dr. Heavenly for all that. I'm just giving my little recap, my little opinions. Oh my goodness. And she was like, Anila, you blog, girl? Is that a job? Because Heavenly blogs, but that's not a job. She doesn't see that as a job. And like, Heavenly and her dated ass, like, I get it. Heavenly is just so fucking dated in her thinking though. Like, I remember that season, like last season I want to say, where she was like, Contessa, a woman's place is where? As a mother and as a wife, you're supposed to be there to not protect, you're supposed to be there to support your husband, raise them kids. He needs to work. You don't need to be doing all this work. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Dr. Heavenly, like, please put women rights back years and decades. But I mean, that's her. She Heavenly gonna be Heavenly. But it was just so funny to me that she was like, girls at a job, and then they was all like, shit, well, Toya needs a blog then. And because you just got, like, you know, with Toya and Heavenly, it just got so heated, so volatile that, you know, Tess was like, let me go ahead and be with the husbands. And that's what she did. And I just love, the husbands have been so refreshing this season. So more so going into episode 6, just a recap of that, because like, nothing's really been happening. Like, nothing. Yes, Heavenly having her banner with her family. Like, she was talking to Laura, and she was like, you don't miss me, don't you need me, nothing to die. And I think she asked her something about her period, and she was like, click, Peppa Pig, click. Like, my mom got time with you. And then Al Sharpton called her and was like, girl, like, we want y'all to come do vaccines. We hear about all the great things y'all doing in Georgia and Atlanta. Like, you know, come do that out here in D.C. for... the political stuff be going off in my head, because it'd be the same stuff. It'd be the same marches, which, like, we need more of those. Continue to do those, but I just don't be keeping them in my brain sockets. But yeah, like, just seeing Heavenly, like I said, on the phone, just seeing all the people with their families. Once again, organic. We need that. I didn't talk a lot about Anila's family. Anila's family is hilarious. The mama clearly don't mess with, the in-laws really don't mess with the husband, and the husband don't mess with the in-laws. And you can definitely get that tea, girl. They are very much so clashing, and it's juicy though. It's a breath of fresh air. It's something new. It's something that, you know, we really don't see a lot of people, because, you know, a lot of black people like, oh, I know I don't do them, so they not supposed to be on this TV getting no camera time. But also Anila's the wife, so she's the main person. Anyway, moving along, Tessa is doing the most, y'all. Tessa is trying to stay busy, and I'm like, for what? For what? Like, this girl is racking up jobs and credentials like Infinity Stones, and I'm here for it. She's doing addictive medicine. She's doing it all. Toya is like, Tessa is like, look, what I'm gonna do is continue to collect my check. And I just know they loaded. Like, she was in the military, they both doctors. Like, I know they loaded, baby. Like, I could just imagine that. But I don't really need that much money. I just need enough to just continue to be a bad bitch. I'm rambling. Simone and Jackie, they so awkward. Their tension, It's so high school, it's so elementary, it's so, y'all are old, y'all are grown, let's get over it. They talked a little bit more about the root later on in the episode, which I get, like especially talking about like the whole thing with Buffy, which I liked. I enjoyed Buffy. I wanted her to come back. I didn't like the whole storyline about Jackie trying to make fun of her infertility. That was weird. That was whack. I don't know why she would. And then with the whole Heavenly and Simone because of Cecil mess and drama. And like, here's the thing. Heavenly and Simone really didn't even have no issue. Heavenly had an issue with Cecil. And that was where the issue. So Jackie definitely didn't need to come in or add on to that because what did I do? Like, or what did, like, you know, this don't have nothing to do with y'all. Like, so what I'm gonna say, Simone, let your husband mind his business. Like, so, you know, and you know, they said that she's so used to her pulling her aside and being like, Simone, now you know this about for 20 years. And I'm just like, me saying piggyback shouldn't have hit you to where you piggy the fuck. Like, the fact that I'm not holding your hand and telling you what you're doing is whatever, or just anything, that silence was the most hurtful. And I get it, that's their relationship. Like, you know, I'm not in it. But y'all grown and y'all old, and me not having a side or me not adding my voice to it because I didn't want to pick a side shouldn't have hit you to where you are this upset. And even with the whole Jackie thing, like, it's over and done with. You can apologize to Buffy 310 million times. You don't need to hold on to that either. So I think it's on both ends. Like, it is more so their pride. It's more so their stubbornness. And I guess they want the other one to work more because they feel like they both wronged each other, like, to the depths of Tartarus. So they like, well, I need you to Mount Olympus level of apologies and ass kissing and this and that. And because it's not going, because they're like, well, what I did was nearly, what I did was like, that's what I think. I don't know. But you can tell that tension there. Like, at this point, stop being friends then. And I will never bring up nothing else again. Okay, we'll be over with it. Like, I'm that type of person. Like, if that's what you say you don't want to do, then let it fizzle. Let it fizzle. Y'all are going to be the ones upset. I'm not about to keep on putting energy in the fact that I know you miss your best friend. I know you do. And nothing's wrong with that. Me and my best friend, we haven't gotten that many arguments, but there's been like a few, I would say more recently, and recently being operative for the last 5 years. And I've known her since 6th grade. She's been my best friend since 9th grade. Like, we have had things that, like, not worth throwing the friendship over. Granted, we're not on reality TV. We're not doing none of this. We live our lives. We stay in our lanes. We're learning more about boundaries and things like that with one another. But y'all been friends for 20 years. Y'all need to learn way more about boundaries. Like, y'all grown. Y'all grown. Anywho, it's just awkward and it's weird. And then, like, I get Heavenly made you call me, and then Heavenly in the background. Yeah, I knew it. Because she been trying to tell me to call you. Well, I did. So, like, now what? Like, it's just real petty. Okay, now what? I did call you, so now what? Are we cool again? Like, huh? So, yeah, they often get on this trip. Al Sharpton invited them on. I'm excited for that. Can't wait to see that. I love the husbands and sons together. That was so beautiful. Like, the husbands together have been more entertaining and more peaceful than seeing the wives together. Like, the wives haven't given the main cast haven't given what they thought they were supposed to give. Like, them together is so awkward and so weird because you got just multiple layers. You got Heavenly, who don't really mess with Simone or Toya, but she's sort of cool with Toya or with Simone. You got Simone and Jackie, who are like best of friends, but they in an odd place. You got Anila, who's new. You got Contessa, who really don't do Toya, and it's like having all those dynamics. It's awkward for everybody involved. Everybody gets secondhand embarrassment because nobody wants to be a part of it. And that's why I'm getting secondhand embarrassment of Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. But, like, you know, like, nobody wants to be a part of that awkwardness. Whereas the men, they chill, they laugh, they key. Our wives hate each other, but man, what's up? Let's give it up. And, like, you know, just having their sons and Miles over here, like, he ain't never drunk, nigga. You was out in college. Granted, I didn't drink till I was turning 21, so I don't know. But Miles just give me the vibe that he used to drink in college, girl. And maybe he's trying to be sober now, and I salute you on that journey. But, like, you know, I think it was just so nice seeing that, like, seeing the camaraderie, seeing the brotherhood, seeing, like, you know, the men be with the men, which I felt sick just saying that as a queer, non-binary person, but seeing the men just be together and like with their sons and like, sort of like, I'm all about pouring into the next generation, this and that. Granted, it was not, they was at Top Golf, but just like the idea that like this might be a commonplace thing that they do and that they might start and continue to do, and that warms my heart completely, because it's like showing men that they can love other men too and just be around in the company of men without it being misogynistic and without being like, throwing dollars at bitches and hoes and being whatever. Like, y'all chilling, y'all just with each other drinking. I think they were smoking cigars. I don't know. Just at Top Golf chilling, like having a good time. Dr. Kieran was there, like bringing in the diversity because everybody black. So like, bringing in somebody else, and like, that's just really nice to me. Like, I love that the husbands really stay out of the women's drama. Whereas once again, the franchises, they be over there like, so I need to know the tea, babe. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Which I feel like a lot of the women on these shows are a lot more secure in their relationship, a lot more secure in themselves, Toya included, that it's not no shade towards her, but like, it's not like I need my husband to, which, Scott and Contessa, when they first came on the scene, Scott was like, you gotta talk to my wife, and it's like, all right, Scott, you getting in women's business, let's backpedal. Cecil definitely getting everybody's business, but it's like, yeah, like, it's like they understand. So going into Tessa's crystal party, first and foremost, I like to say they were completely rude. It was distasteful. I didn't like all the jokes they was making about the crystal stuff, whether they believe in it or not. And me, I'm not a devout Christian, but I'm very much so into Christianity, very much so into reading my Bible, going to church, all those things. Very much so in a spiritual relationship with God. I do believe in like, spirituality and crystal properties and this like that, but like, I don't have as much stock in them as I have in God. Like, I'm open. And it showed, which they're older, I understand, but it just showed the closed offness, and that was just so, like, for someone who has friends who are really deep into the crystals and really deep into spirituality and stuff like that, and they were mocking it like, oh, girl, like, it turned me off, because I'm like, I wouldn't let nobody talk like that in front of my friends, like, in general, religion, like I said, I'm a Christian, but I don't talk about other people's religions, like Christians do, so it's like, yeah, they was giving very much so old church auntie energy and vibes. And what this do? Oh, I'm on work because I'm hungry and shit. Like, let's be serious. And like, I do think that, like, putting yourself in the mental space to be more receptive, and that, like, I definitely believe in that. Like, what crystals can help you channel things and focus on things. But I feel like totems in general can. Anyway, it's not what I'm trying to get on. But I didn't like that. I thought that was whack. I thought it wasn't cool. Also, they're having a range of social events with all these different people to say that they are in the medical field and they on the front lines. Like, I get that y'all get COVID tested 3 times a day, but y'all friends don't. And like, I guess like with production, like everybody kept having to get tested, but I thought it was weird, and like everybody brought friends. Like, Heavenly brought fucking Geneva, which I know I love that duo, but like, like everyone brought friends, and like, it was Contessa's, it was Scott's niece who, wanted to play and orchestrated, and then like, Simone brought, or not Simone, Toya brought the blast from the past, and like everybody brought like a friend. It was weird to me, but it was nice. Granted, y'all came and still wasn't respectful of everybody. Anyway, oh my goodness, when they did the Heavenly apology montage, I cracked up. And then like, I want to say Anila apologized for like the Black Lives Matter thing and saying like, that they, like, I think that's important, the conversation. So if y'all don't know, and I don't think I mentioned that, I know I didn't, but Anila essentially said like, well, I'm brown, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand Black Lives Matter, like, we get it too. And like, I think they did hit her a little too hard. They didn't need to hit her as hard as they did, but I think it's important to understand like the separation, the difference between Black Lives Matter and like people of color and brown and Black lives and like everyone has their own fight that they're fighting, but we are focusing and we are zoning in on Black Lives Matter, so don't try to take away from that. And I don't think Anila was trying to take away from that, but I think she was trying too hard to be like, I understand, I empathize with you, like, granted, girl, you rich, I can tell you come from money, so, and from another, anyway, so I get that, and I understand, and I like that she was like whatever, and then Heavenly was like whatever, and like they was able to have a conversation and be like, okay, well, let's move forward, let's look forward from that, because I think that though it's important. Like, not everything needs to be an ongoing tension throughout this season to the next season. Like, this is a misunderstanding, this was a disagreement we had. Let's move forward. Granted, I know she's still not over the block comment, because she made a comment about, well, it's not hard to be a dentist. Like, she does something besides journaling and blogging, which I didn't really need to go there, but I mean, because they are more successful than I am, and I don't care. But it's just like, girl, let's not try to throw, like, you could go to school for what you do, but you don't have to. You have to go to school for this medical stuff, so put some respect on that. Also, in the midst of COVID, yes, she's a dentist in the midst of COVID, though. Like, anybody in the medical field, I don't care if you was a fucking, your husband's a damn ocular plastic surgeon. That's still a fucking like, child, let me calm down. But like, I hate when it's just so whack and tired and overdone when they try to play Heavenly about being a dentist and like all these things. Like, don't try to make me feel less than just because you know I'm eating it up and all the girls want to fuck JT. Hellcat is the SRT. Like, you know, like don't do it. Yeah. Also came with a group of nasty non-married bitches. Like, a band of them, like throwbacks, and like, you know, it was nice seeing them all with Simone, and Simone, like, you know, her wig caught in the water and it was laughs and da. But like, I just don't like the energy that I feel like they're bringing. I wasn't there, I wasn't in person, I don't know these women from a can of paint, I know these women from the flip switch or the light switch, but it just reads, because Toya reads negative ass energy bringing into every scene, so we could have did without that. Jackie and Simone talking about science is the issue and talking about baby steps. Stop talking about baby steps. Move forward or don't. So I also have like a little, that was like my overall recap, whatever, review thoughts about this season. So what am I looking forward to? I want more quad. And I like the throwbacks and the dynamics. So like, although it's weird and I don't like the catty negative energy that they're bringing, I love that mix around, because I just love that mix, because the women need a shake-up. Like, the women can't continue to just be them, and I think Toya sort of knows that in the back of her head, and she's like, okay, how can I add to the mix? So bringing Lisa Nicole, bringing in Carrie Wells, bringing in, I think that's it. Like, you know, like bringing in these throwbacks, these blasts from the past, bring back me and Mariah. Are you not cool with her no more? But, like, you know, like bring all these people and bring Quad in, let's mix it up. Mix it all together, and you know that it's the best of both worlds. More of them filming together as a group. They film in pockets of their friends, but they don't film as a group. And I'm like, I understand with COVID, but fuck no, because y'all over here having parties with bringing +1s and +3s and this and that, and y'all work every day. So, yeah. Y'all can film together as a group. There's nothing stopping y'all from doing that. So let's get that together and let's get that going. I think I'm very excited to this little vaccination trip to DC. Them leading the charge, them giving back. I always love that. I hope it's not too messy. I know Giselle's gonna pop up or whatever, but like, it's just nice seeing. It's really nice seeing them in another element, seeing them all together and seeing them in another element. Because once again, I love the maturity that they bring when they. You know, I love the groundedness that other people bring to them. Because when they in their own bubbles, they be real petty patty. So hopefully we'll see more of that Toya that I saw at the beginning of the season. More moments with the husbands that's focused. Even though they ain't getting a check. Like, the husbands ain't getting a check. But they are more enjoyable to watch to me for me than the wives have been this season. More moments with the families and interconnected. Like, have the children there. Like, having the multiple sons. Like, having Cecil's kids or Cecil's son and having Damon's sons. Like, I love that. Like, bring more of the kids together. Like, Anila and Toya do play dates. Like, well, I think Anila kids are way younger. So, Anila and Contessa do play dates. Like, let's see more of that mix in between. Like, you know, like, I love the integration. I love the integration. Like, you know, what's Lisa Simone? Like, bring your kids. Carrie, do you got kids? Like, bring your kids. Like, everybody, bring y'all people, bring y'all families, bring y'all husbands around. Like, you know, I know Lisa Simone's husband probably ain't trying to come back at all after the scrutiny he got. But yeah, Simone and Jackie, let that shit go. I'm ready for them to let that shit go. Make amends or make us say goodbye. Toya be more nicer and more empathetic to, be nicer and more empathetic to Eugene. I think she got it in her. I think she do. I think she loves him. I really do, but she's not being able to show it. I don't know what's going on with her and why she's not, but I need that to be fixed and rectified. As well as rushing through Toya and Scott's whatever they allude to because it's uncomfortable and I'm disgusted and I have a secondhand embarrassment from that as well. Let's move it on. Anila's family are moving to her house, which I know she doesn't do yet because I just saw a video of Dr. Heavenly saying that she ain't in her house yet. So, but I would love to see her in her new house. I'd love to see more of her family and more of her culture to the forefront. And I'd love to see more of her friends. Like, I know you had friends before these Married to Medicine wives. Like, bring them on the show. Like, I want to see how they interact with people, how they interact with Toya. And then just more freshness to the group as well. It's still, it's odd when they're together because it's so much tension amongst the group. Because they can't do each other no more. But thank y'all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all those things. Share. Look at the rest of my videos. Bye.